Hello, guys. This is Shari. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Now, I will be discussing last night's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, disclaimer. I will be skipping over the Fletchers going out to the venue for where their vow renewal will be. I will be skipping over the part where the Fletchers go out to her mom's gravesite. And I will be skipping over the part where Trisha talks about the death of her mom. I have a soundbite from that sit down, but not that part, okay? Only because, it is what it is when it comes to a death of a parent. Obviously, I just experienced that. I'm in that right now. My mom passed in November. Love you, mother. Love you, mom. But, and we sympathize with her. We sympathize with that. But far as Trisha, one thing ain't got nothing to do with the other, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to show up in the real world being an authentic person and being good and honest toward people. You can't be dirty and lying and leaving out the truth and this and that and this and that. You know what I mean? So one thing doesn't have anything to do with the other. However, it seems as though she's won over Miss Nail because they have that in common, right? And then flip it back to Miss Nail. Honestly, I thought the passing of her mother took place in 2024 or at the very least 2023. I had no idea it was 2019. Now, everybody agrees differently. The process is on their time, and I'm not shading her but it does sound like that she feels a little bit guilty about maybe not spending enough time with her mother. I don't know. But then when they did the sit down, she said her mama was right there, like lived in the house with them. So, if you're not spending time with her under your roof, then I don't know. Maybe she means over a certain period of time. I'm not sure. But it just sounds like, because of the things she says, it sounds like she didn't spend a lot of time with her mother, and then her mother passed. And then I remember from last week, she kept saying to Mel, my mother was sick, and I kept putting off, spending time with my mama and sending my sister over there. Maybe at the last minute, her mother ended up living over there with them, because I remember last week she said, I kept sending my sister over there, and I was over at you guys' house mentoring y'all because that's where I wanted to be, but my mom was sick. So, yeah, maybe she's feeling a little bit guilty because she didn't spend enough time with her mother. And this is why in 2024, she's still, this was filmed in 24, this is why in 2024, she's still is fresh for her. I'm not sure. But anyway, moving right to the scene where Trisha goes over to Nail's house and they have a little sit down. Miss Nail did a nice spread. She had sushi, looked like sweet and sour wings. She had some grapes and cheese and stuff. And then the champagne really looks nice. She was just missing the orange juice for mimosas, but it really looked tasty. And she has a really, really colorful home. To me, this was the first time they really showed their sprawling home from, a wide angle. They have a beautiful home. Really, really do. So kudos to them on that. But yeah, so Trisha comes over. They sit down. Nell seems like she goes right into it. So they say you was messing around with Martell. She do that look on her face like, were you? And of course, Trisha starts off with her jabber jaw, her jabber talk. I have no idea what the hell Trisha be talking about, okay? I don't. She was like, okay, it started off, and this might be broken up editing, I don't know. But she started off saying, it started off, so it's weird. But I do have a little sound bite from this. It's the only one I got for this video. So let's listen.
I've been waiting to talk to you about that.
You have?
I sure have.
This one I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was was it his house?
Yes.
And y'all watched movies together? Or watched a movie together?
We were sitting down. We was supposed to be, we was talking about workout. He couldn't stop talking about them and the kids, He said he missed his family. He regrets everything. So it was.
I know y'all wrong.
What I told him was, yeah, you right. You
Hell, I've been told him that.
Yeah, and then it was
I told him that countless nights.
He was like, oh, I didn't call you over here to be no damn therapy. But you was talking about about your family.
And I would have took my black ass right on back out there doing it. Okay.
So you heard her. She didn't say much. However, she did call herself clarifying that nothing took place physically between Martell and her. Okay. No hanky panky, which I think she's fibbing, quite frankly. I think she's fibbing. I do. I just think she's lying. And will we ever know the truth? Probably not, But I do. I feel like she's fibbing. So, and then, she goes off and starts talking about the situation with her mother and Marquez leaving and living his life and this and that. So, yeah, do you guys think that they actually did something? I think he wouldn't have wasted his time with asking that woman to come up to his house and either way, she knew what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? And good for her if she didn't do anything, but we'll never know. But you knew what he wanted to do because you know why that man asked you up to his house. I don't care if you do work people out at their home. He already had a series of muscles in his arms and stuff. He was already a little muscular, so you already know he kind of know what he's doing as far as in the gym. Or if nothing else, he's already worked with a trainer or whatever at some point because he does have a little muscle in his arms and his calves and hips. Not hips, but his thighs and things like that. So whatever, girl. You know what I mean? You just shut down because you just wanted to shut down or whatever. But you knew what time it was when a man asked you to his home. Huntsville got, last time I checked, a little over 200 and some thousand people, girl. That's why all of y'all know each other, because it's not very many people out there. So if nothing else, you knew of him and him being married or whatever, regardless if it was turmoil in the marriage or not. She's just cat. Anyway, so we go off to Trisha taking her kids to a trampoline space and, basically trying to get in their head and find out how they feel about their family dynamic with Mr. Ken, dark-skinned Ken. And her son pretty much says, like, I thought you and dad was already married. I don't think he said the word dad, but I'm paraphrasing. And she was like, no, not officially, not yet. She talked real fast and short. And he was like, well, I'm kind of weirded out or tired of you guys acting like y'all got this little love-hate relationship or like it's always beef between you. And she was like, I know, I'm tired of it too. I'm trying to get that together. I'm trying to work that out so you guys don't have to see that and experience that or whatever. Something to that effect, right? And so they are noticing, just as we knew, kids notice everything, especially about their parents. They noticed the dynamic with their mother and father. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? And so she claims that she's trying to work that out and work on that or whatever. And it's funny that the son thought they were already divorced, because in the normal world, when that topic comes about, people usually get it done. And if it doesn't get done, it means that they worked it out and daddy's back in the house and everything is all perfect and fine. You know what I mean? So, he heard about the talk of divorce and all this and that. And he thought it had been done in his history. So, I mean, it's just telling that she prolongs this thing and has been prolonging it and still prolonging it. Okay? And, moving on to the event for Miss Nell, her bachelorette party thrown by Destiny, which is still strange to me, because why is Destiny throwing Miss Nell anything? They're not that close. I don't know what. Now that does seem like a production thing. It definitely does, because it's just out of the blue. We all know that they're not close like that. You know what I mean? Even behind the scenes on their own social medias, we don't see them hanging out together anywhere. Not together. And anytime they are together, it's an event thrown by more than likely the Scotts. We know that Tisha and Destiny have a close relationship. They do things together outside of the show. You know what I'm saying? And the Fletchers usually do go to Scott events. They go to Black, you know what I'm saying? Miss Fletcher and Mr. Fletcher goes to Jacksonville and they hang out with Stormy or whatever, out there. So, yeah, this little thing with Destiny throwing Miss Nail a party is just a reach for me. However, they told her to do it, so she had to do it. Or she wouldn't have been in the scene, and she need to check or whatever. So, just as all of them do, otherwise they wouldn't be on the show. So, they all should start showing up one at a time. Trisha shows up first. She has on a funky outfit. I'm sorry. I don't care if she has a body and has muscle. Everything is not to be worn for you. You know what I mean? The back of the skirt hiked up too much, meaning it seems as though, well, not as though. If she had bent over, we would have seen her little black butt cheeks. No one wants to see that but Ken, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ick. You look funky. And I'm sorry, she does. And it's not because I don't care for her ass. She just did. It was not becoming. Anytime you wear a skirt and it's kind of hiked up a little bit more in the back where it's shorter in the back than in the front, that's ugly to me. It means that the skirt is too small. Even though it fits, it means that it's too small. Get a larger size where, it's evenly all the way around. But when it's hiked up a little shorter in the back, it's like, ugh. Okay? And mind you, that outfit that she wore over to Miss Nail, she's had that on the show already. She wore that when she had to sit down with her husband at the ice cream parlor place. It's like, Trisha, you're on a show. You got to get your outfits together. Take your ass to City Trends and buy you a few cheap outfits so you don't have to repeat outfits. Okay? Or take on some extra clients. I mean, you say you're an engineer. You should have some money to buy. And you're not in that many scenes. So it shouldn't be any reason why you're repeating outfits when you're not in a lot of scenes. Anywho. Yeah, so they're showing up at this event one at a time. Everybody's looking well. They all are giddy or whatever. Trisha had the nerve to tell Destiny, Destiny was tripping because Trisha said, "You're not drinking?" And she was like, "No." And I guess it's because she don't want to get crunk. Because she has an attitude, I guess, had been brewing about Mel. And it's like, really? Because she said at your kid's graduation that it seems like she's still in love with her husband. It was just a joke. And the fact that everybody was having a little something to say at that event, because it was a crazy little event, because your husband was walking around begging everybody for sympathy and telling everybody his sad story. You even said he was tripping. So, and Mel noticed the energy, and I guess the energy was because her husband was getting on her nerve. But like she said, she don't know you that well. All she knows is that it's a kind of like a condescending negative energy. So she was like, dang, do she still love him? She act like she still love him, or whatever. So the fact of the matter is, so what if you don't like it? So what if you got a problem with it? You actually came on this woman's show because she is an executive producer and has been harboring an attitude with her really for no apparent reason. You are the one that came on the show, kept a secret that you went up to one of her houses with her husband at that time and didn't tell nobody. And because she thought she was good people and she's a good person at heart, she's trying to give everybody a chance. Stormy brought you on the show, but she's trying to give everybody a fair shake. She invites you to her trip, and you don't have the good decency to still say, "Oh, you know what, Kimmy, can you hook this meeting up or whatever?" If you didn't have her phone number or whatever, hook this meeting up between me and Mel. She just reached out, or if she texts you, you're gonna reply to the text and be like, "You know what? Can we meet before this trip? I want to talk to you. You know what I mean? And then you could have told her this and that. And if you wanted to him and ha and act like you forgot everything about where you were and what street it was, and it was a White House, but you don't remember the driveway or whatever the hell she was talking about, you could have said all that stuff. I mean, it would have been capped. It was capped then. It would have been capped at that point, too. But you could have been like, yeah, I don't really remember the house. I don't remember the street. Not sure about the month. But, yeah, it was a circle driveway. I remember going up there with some deer. You know what I mean? You could have still did that song and dance, but at least you would have told her ahead of time, since she had reached out to you and actually invited you on that girls' trip. But you didn't do that. Then you had the nerve to get up there and then kind of mash out at the last minute with Stormy and then tell her bye. It's like so disrespectful. You're going to come on her shit, come on her show, go on her trip, even though you didn't ask to go on the trip, but you accepted the invitation to go on the trip. You know what I mean? Bask in all the amenities, the food, the bedroom, you know what I mean, the room and all of that. Free trip, and then just up, jump, and leave. I mean, you could have at least left a note, even if you didn't really want to say it to Mel directly, like I'm leaving early or whatever, because you didn't want to deal with what that might have come with. You could have just left her a note. You could have had the people that work at the hotel, the people that was working in the Airbnb, give her the note or whatever the next morning or whatever, anything. You know what I mean? It's just a total disrespect for Mel for me. And then for you to act like you got a serious beef with her because she said, it seemed like you might be still in love with your husband. So what, girl? That ain't ish. The real conversation is when, where, how, and what as it relates to you going up to one of my houses with my then husband. Let's start there. Whenever, however, with you, for me, let's start there. Because we're not getting past that. That's how I would play her. And when she tried to come for me, even though Mel is the one that initiated the conversation based on what her and Kimmy talked about, she did ask her, do you have a beef with me? And she was like, nah, if I had a beef with you, you would know it. What you did have a beef with her, though, Shamar. You did. You had a problem with her because of what she said. And you didn't act like you had a problem with her that night. It wasn't until like after the fact when you was sitting there gossiping with Kimmy, you gonna tell her that. So it's like you can't believe anything that this woman says. Nothing. And then she was like, well, I'm gonna get to that where you was talking mess and da da da. It's like, girl, shut up. What are you really mad about? Because you want Martell. In my opinion, it's because she wants Martell, or she wants Martell to hit or hit again. Martell really ain't checking for her, because she would have eventually left Ken alone to be with Martell. That's what I think. You know what I mean? And she loves to be in this conversation as it relates to Martell, because that's why she's backtracking. You know what I'm saying? Backtracking and still trying to be in the mix, in the same conversation with Martell, because she want to backtrack and try to find out who hooked him up with her and how did he find out about her. Girl, what difference does it make? You ended up at the Mayo house, so what difference do it make how he found you? To me, it seems like she just wants to be in the same conversation as Martell. She liked the way that shit sound, even at the detriment of her relationship. Ken, you better get out this ish. You better get out this ish, because it's telling. It's starting to come out. Her true colors and how she truly, truly feels about you in this relationship is starting to come out. And it seems as though he's starting to realize it now. He realizes that his feelings don't really matter to her, because it doesn't. His feelings does not matter. It's all about her, what she wants, what she needs. And she does feel like Ken ain't going nowhere, because she told her husband that at the ice cream parlor when they were sitting there at the table. When he was saying something, I forgot. And she was like, and he ain't going nowhere either, talking about Ken. She knows he's not going anywhere, meaning she knows that she got him wrapped around her ugly black finger. And ain't nothing wrong with being black, but I'm just saying. She definitely is not getting married no time soon. She told the kids that. She doesn't want to, for whatever reasons why, even if she feels that the marriages may not work out because she's scared, because the first one eventually didn't work out. You know how that ended, and it's still going on because she hasn't gotten the shit finalized yet. Or because she wants to keep her options open. She doesn't know if, you know what I'm saying, she will ever get the chance to actually hook up with Martell and actually be with him. She don't give a F. I feel that. I really, really think that. What do y'all think? Am I tripping? Because I think she really, really would take the opportunity, or at least explore the opportunity to try to actually get with Martell and be with him. Because she ain't really feeling it for Ken. That's why she's taking her sweet time with finalizing this divorce, because she knows that Ken is going to be on her about actually getting married, instead of just going to her man, since you love him, you claim you love him, instead of just going to him and say, you know what, I'm going to finalize this divorce, but I'm not ready to get married just yet again. I'm not. She needs to be open and clear with him on that. Not to mention, on the next episode, they have a big discussion or an argument, because he's starting to see that every time she talks about this whole Martell thing, it's a different scenario and some shit she's left out. Meaning, why are you constantly lying? If I wasn't with you at the time, I wasn't even a factor, you didn't know me, what are you lying about? How am I going to be mad? The only thing I would be mad about is that you've been saying all this time that he did not hit, and it comes out that he actually did. Other than that, what are you upset about? Why are you mad? Why are you tripping? Just tell me what happened. So, yeah, Trisha, telling you, I do not see it for her. I do not. Like I said, any and everybody sympathizes with her as it relates to, you know, the passing of her loved ones. That's a given. But one thing has nothing to do with the other. We talk about how she shows up day to day on this show, with however the edits we talking about, and this might be some good stuff that's being left out, but we talking about what's left, what we actually get to see. This is what we're working with, and so this is what we're talking about. Yeah, those were the most pungent scenes on the show for me. Okay, we'll also see next week Destiny still going on with Sonny about Moses. Girl, get over it. You talking about something? I've been over it before it became a thing. Girl, well then shut the fuck up about it. Why are you still talking about it? The man sitting here doing time because of you, allegedly. We don't know why he's doing time, but somebody told on him. Somebody told on him. Unless the people, his PO, watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is possible. But you guys drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think about this episode. It was a pretty good episode. I'll give it from 1 to 10. I'll give it about a 7.5. About a 7.5. Yeah. You guys drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. I do talk back. Like the video. Subscribe. And until next time, guys. Bye.